I didn't remember it like this. This episode didn't just change Demon Slayer, it changed all of modern anime. But there's one detail no one talks about, and after rewatching it, I can't get it out of my mind. How is it possible that this episode is this perfect? Let's find out. When we talk about the best episodes in anime history, there are some titles that always come up. The ending of Attack on Titan, Gon's fight against P2 in Hunter x Hunter, or Luffy's fight with Katakuri in One Piece. But there's one episode that no matter who you ask, is always at the top. Demon Slayer, Episode 19, Hinokami. I rewatched it after a long time, and I realized something I had missed before. This episode isn't just one of the best animated episodes in history. It's a masterclass in storytelling, how to make a fight carry emotional weight, and how to elevate a series to another level. So, let's analyze what makes this episode so special, and more importantly, what very few people have noticed. When Demon Slayer premiered in 2019, many people saw it as just another shonen. Sure, it had good animation, but the story was basic. A tragic protagonist, a clear goal, and increasingly powerful enemies. Nothing new, right? But then episode 19 came, and everything changed. The animation left everyone in awe, the music gave us goosebumps, and the story felt more intense than ever. However, what really made this episode a masterpiece wasn't just its technical quality. It was what it made us feel. And here's where the detail that almost no one mentions comes in. To understand why this episode is so impactful, we need to analyze three key things. The build-up to the climax. From the moment the episode begins, you feel the desperation. Tanjiro is completely outmatched by Rui, an upper moon demon. His sword is useless. Nezuko is trapped, and there's no sign of them winning. This is where one of the best storytelling strategies comes in. Taking the protagonist to their lowest point before making them shine. Have you noticed that the entire episode is built around human fragility? Tanjiro is broken, both physically and emotionally. And at that breaking point, when it seems like the only way out is death, that's when true strength appears. But it's important to understand this. What makes Tanjiro's fight so special isn't that he wins, but how he feels the victory. This battle isn't about destroying an enemy, it's about destroying hopelessness. The emotional connection Tanjiro isn't just fighting for his life. He's fighting for Nezuko, for his family, for the promise to protect those he loves. But what makes this even more powerful is how Rui believes he too is fighting for his family, when in reality, he's just a monster controlling others with fear. This duality between the two of them makes the fight not just about strength, but about ideals. This contrast is crucial. At first, Rui tries to manipulate Tanjiro, telling him that his memories of his sister and family are just a burden. But in the end, it's clear that that very burden is what gives him the strength to keep fighting. Without his family, Tanjiro wouldn't have a reason to fight, and that emotional connection makes him far stronger than any skill or technique. The visual and auditory impact. We can't talk about this episode without mentioning the Hinokami Kagura and the debut of the sun breathing. Ufotable delivered one of the most stunning animation sequences in anime history. The combination of CGI and 2D animation was perfect, but what really elevated everything was the music. Kamado Tanjiro no Uta is, to this day, one of the most emotional songs in anime. It's fascinating how the music not only accompanies the visuals, but perfectly complements them. Every chord of that song feels like an extension of Tanjiro's movements, like the sound can feel what he feels. It's a piece so emotionally charged that it not only stays with the listeners, but it becomes one with the story's very heart. But it's not just the music, it's the use of animation to make Tanjiro's fight feel like an explosion of contained emotions. Every frame was full of energy, and every movement of the characters felt like a silent scream of desperation and hope. Here's the detail that very few mention. It's not just the animation, the music, or the fight that made this episode iconic. It's the way everything was designed to make us feel like Tanjiro was already dead. When Rui launches his final attack, and Tanjiro activates the Hinokami Kagura, the way the scene lights up, how the camera follows him in that impossible movement, how the music swells in intensity. Everything makes it feel like this is his final blow, like he's sacrificing everything. And in a way, he did. That Tanjiro died in that moment. Because after that attack, he's not the same. He has become something bigger, stronger, more determined. That's the true impact of episode 19. This episode didn't just mark a turning point in Demon Slayer, it defined the series as one of the most iconic of the decade. The way the narrative builds through Tanjiro's internal struggle, his love for his family, and his quest for justice makes every moment of this episode pivotal to the development of both the character and the story itself. It's not just a battle, it's an emotional journey, a release, an awakening. What makes episode 19 of Demon Slayer so special is that it's not just about the powers, the action, or the spectacle. No, it's about what truly matters, the heart of the story. Tanjiro's fight isn't just physical, it's a battle against pain, grief, and despair. Every hit he takes, every step he takes is filled with meaning. The story isn't about defeating the villain, it's about finding the strength to keep going despite the loss. The Hinakami Kagura, Tanjiro's final technique, isn't just an impressive move. It's a representation of everything he's been through. It's the reflection of his sacrifice, of everything he's lost, but also of everything he's gained. This fight isn't just a victory against Rui, it's a victory over himself. And what really makes this episode unforgettable is that what we see here isn't just the end of a fight. It's the beginning of a new Tanjiro, one who has found his purpose and reached a new height in his struggle. And that transition, that evolution, is what gives this episode its weight. If this analysis hit you hard, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content on Demon Slayer and other epic animes.